Welcome to today's session. My name is Sugandha, and I'm a customer engineer at Google Cloud. Today, I'm here with YouVersion, and we are here to learn two things. Number one, how Google Translate is being used at YouVersion, and two, how BigQuery ML Translate is going to help them gain operational efficiencies. With that, I would like to hand over to Brad, who's going to talk about YouVersion and his role there. Over to you, Brad.
Yes. Hi, Sugandha. Thank you. We're excited to share. I appreciate the opportunity. Like you mentioned, my name is Brad Ballou. A little bit about me. I'm a fifth generation Oklahoman with Choctaw and Cherokee ancestry. I've had the opportunity to work with an amazing team on YouVersion for nearly a decade. We launched our journey in the iOS App Store in 2008, and we followed that up with the Android release in the marketplace in 2009. So since then, we've grown to over 500 million unique installs. You can see on the map here. Yeah, this map here is showing our app opens around the world. So we've got users using the app in every country in the world. It's really thanks to our generous partners that we're able to provide Bible text in over 1,800 languages, and we support search in 103 of those languages. So my job looks like I lead an engineering team to work with those search in the 103 languages to provide quality content, which encourages our users in their faith.
That is truly a global scale, Brad. Like, what kind of data do you look at a day-to-day basis, and how do you use it to serve your customers?
Yes. When the users are coming into the app, they usually have like a felt need or a question they're looking for answers for. So we're providing, different content types like devotionals and verses and all of that. So what we're looking at in BigQuery, we store anonymous aggregated data to view as a whole what our community is searching for collectively, big picture. So what are our trending searches? What this does is it informs what content updates we need to produce, and it also helps us know where we need to fine tune our search results.
That's great. Yeah. And so, like, what I heard you say is that people come to search for peace and comfort. I'm curious, how did YouVersion help serve its customer during the Ukraine war? And what were the challenges? Could you talk to us about that?
Yeah, it was a serious time. We were all aware of what was going on. And what we saw in that aggregated data was people coming in and looking, like you said, for peace and comfort in our app. We saw in Ukrainian, our searches during that time nearly doubled. And we wanted to really bring our best to our users. So for one example, the term war in both Ukrainian and Russian was trending. And we were returning verses like this king went to war, that this king, like that. So while it's historically and technically accurate, it didn't further our mission or our goal of what we wanted to provide to our user, right? So we were able to look at the results by copying and pasting out of BigQuery into, Google Translate, trying to figure out what's going on. And then, one at a time, dozens of times a day, look at those. And then we were able to say, okay, so when someone searches for war, what we want to do is provide devotionals about handling fear or handling anxiety, maybe videos about how do I find peace in the midst of chaos, stuff like that.
Sure. I would love to see a demo of how you served your customers. Could we take a look at BigQuery ML Translate in action?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, what we're looking at here in the initial dashboard is around the world, all the countries are top 100 search terms in each country where that country had at least 50 searches during this time frame. This time frame was the first month of the war in Ukraine. So when we click on Ukraine, then we can see search terms in this region specifically. The complication here is I don't know if that search term's Ukrainian or Russian, and I don't know what the English equivalent is. I don't speak either, and I can't read or type Cyrillic script. So dozens of times a day, I'm going back and forth or writing a Python script to do it automatically. In the console, what we can do is use the ML Translate function and pass our first parameter as the query and tell it we want English translated text. Then it gives us this really neat looking dashboard where we can see side by side the search term, which I still don't know if it's Russian or Ukrainian or what it is, but what I do see here is an English translation, which I can read, and that's going to save me and my entire team a bunch of time and effort. Yeah, what we were really thrilled to see was every single language that we had 50 or more searches in for that month, the BQML Translate was able to support it.
That's pretty neat. So essentially, like what you're saying is you can make those translation calls without having to leave the BQ console, and as a result, like you can get that in place. How do
Yes.
you see this feature helping your team going forward?
Yeah, the basics, like we mentioned, it's going to save time and toil, the irritation of copying and pasting between Chrome tabs, right? But we're excited about the extra capacity it's going to bring to us. That time saving lets us do other more important things rather than just focusing on a few languages or a few terms. We'll have more breadth to that. The other really neat thing is it's going to remove barriers between us and our user, where it's just going to be better where we can feel like we're closer to them. The point of this all is we have a global user base. And a lot of people are going through a lot of things. We don't know what is happening to them until they type it in our search. And we want to be able to then provide peace and comfort and hope to them and go after that single individual user in that moment. Yeah, that's what it's about for us.
Yeah, that is a global mission, I would say. Thank you. Thank you for your time, and thank you for showing like how this feature works, in the console and what it looks like. This feature is going to be available publicly for everyone early next year. It is part of a bigger launch, which is called BQML on unstructured data. So besides translation, you can use this feature to basically do sentiment analysis of text, to find images, and to find objects inside images. And if anyone who's listening to this session is interested in trying out this feature, this is the interest form. I would highly encourage you to fill up this form and see how you can use BQML on unstructured data inside of BigQuery without even leaving BigQuery. Thank you all for your time. And thank you, Brad, once again.
Yes, thank you, Sugandha.
Bye.
Bye.